video, I wanted to talk to you about how to choose happy. And this video might get a little bit emotional, hopefully not too much, hopefully not too long, and if you guys want more videos like this, then click like or post a comment and tell me that that would interest you. But as some of you may know, I've dealt with a lot in my life. Some of that stuff I choose to speak about online and some of that stuff I don't. But one very big thing for me was my appearance and my acne. And you know, because of that and because of other things that have happened to me or other situations that I've been in life, I have dealt with anxiety and depression and other problems. And I have also found a way to find abundance and happiness outside of those things or inside of those things, which has been a very difficult, a very painful, yet a very rewarding journey. And I understand that a lot of people do feel sadness and a lot of people battle with depression, and just because you're depressed doesn't mean you have depression. But some people battle that clinically. There are brain changes. Some people battle that situationally. Some people just don't know how to deal with hard situations, and that's to be expected because hard situations are really, really hard, especially when you're in them and you feel like there's no way out. But I just wanted to bring you a couple of things that have helped me and kind of how I have chosen to choose happy. And I have to admit, there are times that I needed to rely on medication to take me out of a certain spot, and there are times that it's not a choice to choose happy. But I think that from a general day-to-day basis that we do have that option. And there are certain things that helped me, and those are just some things I wanted to share. And you know, it starts off with little quotes, like it's the little things to me, and it's what happens is that, at least for me, when I'm in a negative mindset, I see everything negatively. And I almost have, you know how when you're in a conversation with somebody, you say something in your head and then you filter it and then you say what you actually say? The same kind of thing goes through your head. Like for instance, if I was in a negative mood, I'd sit here and I'd be like, oh my god, that cat is so annoying, or oh my god, looking in the mirror, oh my god, I'm so ugly. Oh my god, I can't believe how I look today. Oh my god, I'm worthless. And if I was saying that in a conversation, that would go through my head, and then I'd be like, oh, and I'm just not that attractive, or I didn't put on my makeup today. But you know what I mean? There's that first thought and then that second thought. And we put a lot of those filters on us. And you know, when you're in a negative mindset, sometimes it's hard to break free of that because you get stuck into thinking these negative things. For instance, I was dating someone who didn't like my taste in music. And this person would say, oh god, finally a band that I don't absolutely hate. Or, oh my god, finally a song that doesn't make my ears bleed to listen to. And this person dealt with some depression issues as well. And it made me think to myself, like, wow, you could have said that much more positively. You could have said, wow, like I actually like this song. But no, it was a positive message with a negative spin. And when I saw this other person doing that, I realized that I have done that and that a lot of other people do that. And we have the choice to choose happy. And it's almost like catching ourselves when that happens. And that was really big for me. So when I'm about to say something negative or pessimistic in my brain, I think to myself and say, okay, well, instead of I'm ugly and worthless, I could say, kind of like second thought that and say, no, I'm not ugly or worthless. I don't like this aspect of my face today because, but that does not make me a worthless person. And for me, that is part of choosing happy. Another thing that's always helped me that maybe does or doesn't help other people, but is having cute little quotes from like Tumblr or things that I come up with myself and tweeting those publicly or putting them as a screensaver on my phone just as a little reminder and constantly switching it up every week. One of my favorites is that if you're in a dark place and you feel like you're being buried or suffocated, think that you may have just been planted, and that's an opportunity to grow. And that quote has gotten me through a lot. But the first thing, I guess, for me for choosing happy is identifying that negative thinking and trying to put a twist on that and trying to find the positives. That's what it is. Seek out and find the positives. And for me, that was a huge step in choosing to be happy. And then again, those quotes and positive reassurance. The second thing is actually find what makes you happy and absorb yourself in it. For me, there was a time in my life where I didn't feel deserving of happiness. I knew that I enjoyed certain activities or hanging out with certain people, but I was like, oh, I don't deserve to spend time on this. I should be doing this instead, or it'd be more productive if I do this instead because I don't deserve that pleasure. And part of choosing happy is taking a step away and saying, you know what, even if this isn't the most productive, even if this isn't, you know, the most time source management, whatever, I'm going to take a moment and acknowledge that this makes me happy. And I'm going to spend that time investing in myself. Yeah, cuddling my cats for 2 hours, probably not the most productive thing. But you know what? Instead of stressing myself out over emails and these other things that can wait, I'm going to indulge in that, and I'm going to give myself that self-respect and that love. Or freaking cookies, vegan cookies. There have been so many times in my life and in other people's lives where they're like, oh my god, I don't deserve that, or I shouldn't have that. No, it makes you happy. Enjoy it in moderation, and don't just, you know, absorb, whether it's food, whether it's pleasures, whatever it is. Don't just absorb that blindly like a binge. Actually take time to cherish whatever that thing is that makes you happy. Take a break from the phone and just immerse yourself in that moment. So that's the third thing, is reward yourself. And the fourth thing is mindfulness. Mindfulness has been huge for me. I have found that for me, depression is thinking about things in the past that I could have changed, and anxiety is a lot of fear of the future, fear of what I'm going through or what's gonna happen, you know? And it's that whole thing where it's like you talk yourself out of a situation and you're like, okay, ready self, we're gonna do this. We're gonna walk into this room and take on the world. And then your anxiety is like, but wait, I saw this from a new angle and I thought about 20 more things that can go wrong. And then you're like, okay, wait, what's that anxiety? We already discussed this, we should be good. And anxiety's like, nope, came up with 20 more options that I just kind of thought about like right now. And then I'm like, oh, okay, anxiety, tell me more. And that's anxiety of the future, and it stops me from doing things, and still does, even though I've kind of gotten over it. And I'm currently in a thing with someone who also has dealt with these issues, and it's, you know, it's really helpful to be able to talk about that in a way that we don't judge each other, because I feel like that's a point of self-realization, self-acquisition, and growth overall. And identifying those fears and kind of talking through them is very helpful. But mindfulness and living in the moment and realizing no matter what's going on around me, I'm okay. My lungs are working, I'm breathing, nothing's gonna come hit me, I'm okay. And just taking a moment and feeling your feet on the ground, feeling the air in your lungs and saying, you know what, I'm gonna look at this logically, and there are plenty of possible outcomes that could happen and plenty of things in the past I can worry about, but I'm just gonna take this one step at a time and I'm just gonna go forward. And I am okay right here, right now. I am provided for. I am not in immense danger. Everything that is going on around me is in my own head. I am okay. And even if that means taking a breather, just being mindful, seeing exactly what's in front of you outside of emotion, taking the emotion away and seeing things for as they are and saying, you know what, yes, there's stressors, I'm just gonna live in this moment right now. And just that little practice of daily mindfulness has been so helpful for me. The fifth and final thing that for me has been huge has been compassion. And choosing happy for me is a lot goes into compassion. Compassion and communicating with others. For some reason, that fulfills me. I gauge my own self-success on how much I can help others, or for a long time it was how much I felt valued by others, which is not a good measure of self, but it's more, it's not what people say that I give to them, it's the rewarding feeling that I get knowing that I did something that will hopefully help someone else, which in turn helps me in the process. And compassion is this amazing thing that I can't even really explain, but it's part of what I do here on YouTube. It's part of just wanting to cuddle a friend who's having a bad day, or console my mom when she's had a bad day, or just cuddle a cat. You know what I mean? But compassion for me has been huge. And even if I can't put myself in someone's shoes completely because I'm not in their situation, listening to them, trying to be open-minded about their situation, hear their situation. Because when you hear other people's problems, it first makes you realize that yours are not that bad. And then second, it gives you the option to reach out and to help them. And compassion is actually a huge part of the stress response. I took a course from a very renowned psychologist named Kelly McGonigal, who actually did a TED Talk on stress and how it's good for you and how it can kill you but it won't. And you should definitely go check it out. I'll link it in the bottom because it is phenomenal. But something that I learned in that course that I took under her teachings was actually phenomenal and amazing, and showed me that compassion is a stress response, and compassion is how we as humans heal and connect and grow. And all of that to me is choosing happiness. So those are my 5 little tips. Those are things that have gotten me through a lot. If you've ever dealt with something, please post in the comments, because I feel like that's part of compassion and not feeling so alone. If you want more videos like this, let me know. There's a lot of stuff that I don't talk about because, I mean, this is YouTube and it's like, some people complain when I talk about stuff. They're like, we came here for makeup. Or some people are like, why are you this is nobody's business, you know, or that little voice in the back of my head. So this is nobody's business. Why are you going to talk about this? But for me, it's a way to get things off my chest. It's a way for me to hopefully reach out and help others. And I guess it's me calling out to other people too and asking you to share stories with me so that I don't feel so alone. But that is what it is. I love you guys. I do post new videos every Monday and every Thursday, so subscribe if you haven't, and if you want to talk more in depth, hit me up on my app, which is Cassandra Bankson, because sometimes we get a little bit personal there. But yeah, I love you guys. No matter what you're going through, always remember to be beautiful, and I cannot wait to see you all in the next video. So remember to choose happy, and yeah, I'll see you then. Love you guys. Bye.